Alright, this is a follow-up from the previous video where I did the rebuild on the Mavic Pro. We're going to actually repair the cable, replace the ribbon cable today. See if we can get this gimbal functional. So let's get started. Let's disconnect the data cable here first and the ribbon cable. The data cable actually handles the video. The ribbon cable handles the motor control and voltage. See if we can pop this off. It should pop right off. Use my fingers actually to do it. Alright, there's the video cable. You'll get a plastic tool for this part here. And this is the ribbon cable here. That off. Wow, that's really damaged. You can see that right there. That's typically where it breaks. This just got shredded basically. Alright, now we can start removing the flexible rubber here. Just kind of work it off here, just like that. There, it's free. We'll take that off. We'll need to remove these two screws right here. Okay, pull this through there. And you can see how shredded that is. Okay, we need some tiny screwdrivers here. We're going to be careful with these screws. They are tiny. We do not want to lose these. It would be tough to get. Typically you really can't get the screws for the gimbal. You just, DJI just does not sell them. Take that off. Somebody definitely has been in here. This tape portion actually is supposed to go over top like that. But they actually have it inside here. I'll pop this connector off here. Pop this cover off here. You can see how the cable runs inside there. It's a little convoluted the way this cable kind of goes through here. To work around the video cable here. Let's move that to the side. This should be the last connector on the ribbon cable. We have to pop off. There it is. You can see what that looks like. You can see where it's damaged. This is a new cable. Got this from F-Stop Labs. Their cable is usually of a very high quality. It may not be DJI branded, but never had an issue with it. Let's see what it looks like. Alright, let's try putting this in here. We'll see how it goes. The R is what is labeled here at the very top of the ribbon cable, and it's what goes in first. It goes into the back of the camera. Let me peel this sticky tape off here first. I'm trying to get it in there. This, it does have this glue, the old DJI glue. We gotta find that present. Alright, I think I've got it figured out here. You see that? You can see, I don't know if you can see how that's folded down in there. It's very difficult to figure out. Yeah, that should be it there. Alright, I'm pretty confident on how this cable is seated here, so we're going to go ahead and put this cover on here. Put the two screws in. this cover on. This screw was missing here, I believe. So we'll put it in. There. All right. Let's close this piece up here. Alright, we're going to put this last cover on here. These are the kind of screws we're working with here. Giant, huh? This video cable here needs to go in between these two screw holes. There are slots in the this back shield that we have to make sure we get it into. We don't want to squeeze the video cable. Between the shield and the body, make sure you're using a very small screwdriver. 000 would be good for these screws. My smallest one's not magnetized, unfortunately. It's a larger one, so I use that to, don't see that? There we go. It almost got pinched there. I use that just to put it in, the bigger screwdriver, and then I can turn it in with a smaller one. There we go. This gets folded over a couple times. There's no sticky stuff on that, it just kind of gets folded over. Now, we'll put this through here. Just be careful of this part here. Get your both your screws in first. You don't want to twist this with the cable in the slot. We should just cut that cable right off. So we're going to put both screws in first, so we got no twisting action going on. We can tighten them down. I was using another parts one for the example because of just how convoluted this ribbon cable is. It's really good to have a reference around. We can put it back in these rubber mounts here. Once we got that in there, let's put the let's clip the ribbon cable in here. This gets pushed down in like that. That's in. Put the ribbon or the video cable in here. Okay. Alright, the new cable is in. See what it looks like. Let's put it back in the body here. The 4 screws back in. I did put a new vision position sensor module in here. That was coming up as an error in the Go 4 app. The right one was anyway. So we'll see how that works with a new one in it. Put the power lead on. Put these 2 connectors on. Vision positioning connector there. This one goes on here. And that's it. And we got the drone fired up here now. It's all together. Ribbon cable's on. Camera's functioning. It did give me an issue when I had everything together. Fortunately, the front vision position sensors were coming up in an error. They were both non-functional. And since I had put new front vision sensors in, I knew something was up, so I had to tear the drone apart again and discovered that the ribbon cable that came, one of the ribbon cables that came in, or the replacement shell that came with the shell, it actually was damaged. You can see, I don't know whether you can see that or not, it's some of the contacts were squashed. And it was getting a communication error on the app from the front vision sensors. So one of the nice things about the Go 4 app is it will tell you pretty much what's going on if there's an error with the drone. So I was able to take it apart and discover that. Let's go ahead and bring up the Go 4 app here. And we shouldn't get any errors now. It should be flyable. And we have borders green, as I would say, which is very good news.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the
We
map.
even got GPS signal in here. That's pretty unusual for inside the house. You can spin up the props here. Actually, I don't have a lot of room to do so, so maybe I shouldn't. Let's take it outside for a spin. We'll see how it flies. All right, here we go. fencing's working okay. See here. Yep. Flies good. Well, that concludes the test. She flew well. I'm real happy with the way it turned out. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.